So today we are going to learn about one important feature. I can say like one important topic, that is servlet config. What do you mean by servlet config? The servlet config, by from the name itself, you can able to understand that servlet config is not nothing but the servlet config. What are the configuration that is required for the servlet? Okay, servlet config is the object of the servlet. Okay, that is a one-time created servlet config object is created for each servlet. Okay, that that servlet configuration information we can use throughout the application. For example, whenever we start our server, then servlet container creates the object of servlet config. Okay, the init parameter I have already told, whatever the initial parameter we need for our project. For example, we need the JDBC stubs that is required to interact with the database, right? So the init parameter stubs that we need to configure for in as part of the servlet API, where we should configure that initial parameters, right? The configuration related stubs. Okay, we have the deployment descriptor web.xml. There I will show, though I have not described, I have not explained before the deployment descriptor thoroughly, means what are the context that should be there. But day by day, what I'm doing, I have explained to servlet what is the servlet tag, what should be there inside the servlet tag. And you can see this is our servlet tag. If I see, this is our servlet tag, this is servlet name should be there. And after that, servlet class should be there. What is the class? Once we have declared that, then servlet mapping is there. Servlet mapping we need to configure, and load on startup also I have explained. Now the init parameter is something that is created for each servlet, that should become inside the servlet tag. Okay, the init parameter we need to provide. How many init parameters you need to provide? That will param name, that will come as two field, that is param name and param value. That is this param name is the key, and this param value is the value for that key. Okay, that we will get. So how we can, once we declare inside the deployment descriptor the, the init parameter, how we can access this init parameter so that we can use that configuration related stuffs in our application. For example, I want to servlet name is like uh, config servlet. Okay, config servlet. So let me create one. So I have created the structure to save the time. So let me create the class, Java class, servlet config, servlet config. Okay, servlet config is the servlet and which extends from http servlet. Okay, http servlet. Okay, so what I will do, I will implement the generate, then override the do get method. Okay, do get method I have done. Then response dot set content type text slash html. Okay, this one I have done. And print writer we need, right? Print writer is equals to response dot get writer. Okay, so I have written this servlet. Okay, servlet config. So inside that, servlet class is com dot recursive dot servlet config is the our class. Okay, servlet config is the servlet, and here we will pass the servlet config. Oh, servlet config, and URL is this one. URL is get servlet info, servlet, not servlet info, servlet config info. Okay, this is our URL. Okay, so what I will do, okay, where is that index.html? Inside the index.html I will write, so servlet config info details. Okay, now so what I'll do, I will provide the hyperlink. This is the href, and slash is get servlet info, and anchor tag is close. Click me for config details. Okay, so servlet config info in the web.xml will pass that parameter. For example, we may have, like, let me take you three things, three parameter, init parameter, that is one more and this one. First I will take the driver name. Okay, this is the driver name. Okay, driver name is on dot jdbc odbc dot uh, jdbc odbc driver. Okay, this is the, for example, I'm taking the param name, this one, and username username is system, and password is for example it is oracle. Okay, oracle. Okay, this is the init parameter, 3 init parameter I have configured here. So we'll get the servlet. This is the init parameter. Okay, so how we can get the value of that? First, what we have to do, we have to create the config object. Servlet config is equals to get servlet config. So uh, oh, oh, oh. servlet config from Jakarta. So let me change to servlet config. Let me change to, because it will confuse, servlet config info. Let me change the class name as well. This is the servlet config import class, servlet config. Okay, this primitive iterator. Okay, okay, so we have created the servlet config object. So now to show that in our browser, what I am going to do here is I'm going to write the writer dot println, so as a text file. So so html, then I'll add the body not bd. Okay, writer dot println, then what I'm going to write here is, first one is um, what is that? I'll go each time driver name. So here I will write driver name. What is the driver name? Driver name is servlet config dot get init parameter. What is that parameter? Parameter name is driver name. Okay, okay, what I'll do, I will copy this line and I will paste this 2 times. Okay, and next one is username. Okay, this is the username is nothing but we'll get from the init parameter. Okay, then this is password, and this is password. Okay, this will get based on the, this is the key. It will get the init parameter. So what is then, get the value of the initialization parameter within the given name. What is the name? From this name it will try to get the key. Okay, once that is done, then what I'll do, writer dot println, then I'll close the tag, right? Close first uh, body I will close, then I'll close that html. Okay, this I need to close. Okay, that is done. Then writer dot close, I will close the writer as well. The development is done. Now it's the time to deploy our application. Okay, run tomcat, this one is our server config info, apply, run. Okay, the server got started. Let me deploy that. Let me access that information. Server config info details, click meet for config details. Oh, okay, we got 500 errors. Why 500? com dot servlet conf, oh, class name we have provided, this one class name we have changed, right? So this should be servlet config info. The class name we have changed, but we have not changed here, right? So that is the issue we are getting. So sometimes we get the issue, so we'll try to fix from the error, right? Okay, now what we'll do, we'll refresh that, then I will trying to click that. Okay, so driver name is this one, and this one username is system, password is Oracle. We have not given what is that, the br kind of things. Br means here if I go that, if I print br, then close that, these stuffs I need to provide everywhere. I am demonstrating like how we can get the configuration related information that is provided in the init parameter, how we can get. Okay, let me refresh this one. See, driver name this one, username, this is the init parameter, right, which I have configured, this one. Okay, so this is one approach, and I will show you the second approach. Writer dot println, so to differentiate second way, and what I'll do, br, it will work on. Okay, fine. So second way, this one, and what I'll do, I will create the servlet config dot get parameter. So what we are doing here, before here we are getting one by one individually, so we have to do. So what I'm going to do here is, we will get the get init parameter name. So whatever the parameter that is configured, we will try to get iteratively. Okay, so init objects, I'm naming that init objects. Okay, init objects is enumerator string type. Okay, let me create this one, enumeration string. Okay, what I'm going to do here is, I will iterate, I will try to write string str is equals to empty string I have declared here. Okay, so I'm going to write the while init objects dot it is a enumerator type, so has more elements. Once we got the, if it is more element is there, what I am going to get here is, like, I will write str, I'll try to get the name. What is the name of the, what is the name we have written here, this is the name, uh, this is the name, init parameter name, and this is the value, this is the key, this is the value. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll try to get init objects dot next element will get the name. Okay, so once I get the name, so writer dot println, I'll write the name is equals to, str, this is the name, and what is the value, writer dot println, then value is equals to, value is, what is that, value is servlet config dot get init parameter based on the name. What is the name? Str. So here in this in by this way, this is the value, this is the name, key, and this is the value we are going to get. It will iterate. We have not we no need to provide individually one by one. Okay, what I will do, I will provide the it should display in the console. So what I'll do, I'll write this one, copy, and then close that body where it is closing. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll close this one at the end, I'm closing everything. Okay, let me stop this and let me redeploy the application. Let's see whether I'm getting or not. What the changes we're going to get. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, as you can see, driver name, this one, username, driver name, this is the key, this is the value, the name is password, this is the Oracle, password is Oracle, and name is the key is the driver name, and this is the value, corresponding value, and name is the username is system. So we are getting all these. So whenever we are trying to get to contact with the DAO layer, like the database, so this, the value, whatever the value we have, that we can make use of that. That will get from the init method, and from the init from the init we'll use the wherever it is required. Okay, so I hope the servlet config is clear to everyone. So what is servlet config, and how we can configure that there in the servlet web.xml, and how we can access that servlet config object. Okay, and explained to you in detail. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay, we'll meet in the next video with a new topic. Till then, thank you.